was the difference. I mean, when we were both fresh, I ended up on the mat. He caught that kick. He done that takedown he does, and I swept him. So I was on top, controlled in the first round. He tried a triangle. I stopped that. Looked to pass. He looked to tangle up the legs, and I was landing shots. I am confident on the mat with Nate. And then, after that, I've brought in heavier people, more experienced jiu-jitsu people to come and push me daily. So I will be experienced for the jiu-jitsu in the later rounds also.
Now, can you help us understand kind of how you see your career and how you see your reputation in the sport and why it's vital to that to beat Nate Diaz, to not just move back to 145 or go campaign to 155? Why is it essential to have this rematch?
Just the way it all came about. Look, when people look back on my career, I'm just a kid that came from nothing and done it. Went all the fucking way, you know what I mean? And showed up every time. Showed up to fight every time. There's a lot of pussies in this game. I've said it before. A lot of people that claim they want to fight and they want to do this and they want to do that, but they don't do jack shit. I bring it every time, and I'm not afraid of no challenges. And that's it. That's how my career will be remembered. A guy that showed up to fight every single time.
And finally, for you, as you progressed in your stardom and your bargaining leverage, you worked a lot with Lorenzo when it came to negotiating deals and things like that. Now that the company's been sold and Lorenzo's stepping out of his position, are you wondering kind of what the future looks like?
No, I'm not wondering. I'm plotting. That's what I'm doing. I'm sitting back, working hard, and I'm plotting. So that's what I'm at right now. I mean, much respect to the Fertitta family. I mean, you want to talk the greatest of all time in the fight game. You're talking the Fertittas, Mr. White, and Mr. McGregor. That's it. We came in here and they brought the sport from nothing to something, and I brought it up to a $4 billion price tag. 2015 was the biggest year for the company. It raised it from what it was estimated at $2 billion. Now, then it was sold for $4 billion. I mean, that's a you don't see a play like that ever. You're never going to see a play like that ever again in your life. So, much respect for what they've done. It has been an honor to fight under this Fertitta regime, and who knows what the future holds. I don't know what their involvement is anymore. I haven't really spoke too much on it. Like I said, I just distanced myself from all of that other stuff for now because I've got a fight on my hands. I've got a heavy bag with eyeballs that can take one hell of a smack. So I'm about to give him one hell of a smack. So that's all I'm focused on right now. But I am still plotting in the wings, and we will wait and see what happens.
Thanks, everybody.
Once again, everyone, it is star one if you have a question. Up next is Justin Barrasso, Sports Illustrated.
Thank you, both Nate and Conor. Conor, question for you. I'll start with you. With the success of UFC 200 and the cross-promotion between UFC and WWE with Brock Lesnar, who fared extremely well in spite of amid much popularity. I mean, there's no bigger fighter in the game than Conor McGregor. Do you have plans to ever continue that cross-relationship and go to WWE?
I haven't really thought about it. For the most part, those WWE guys are pussies. To be honest, they're messed up pussies. If you ask me, I mean, fair play to Brock, he got in and fought, but at the end of the day, he's juiced up to the fucking eyeball. So how can I respect that? What's the other guy? The other guy, he hasn't fought yet, so I don't know about him yet. But I mean, there's some dons in that wrestling game. I mean, the McMahons, they're dons. Triple H is a don. The Rock is a don. But the rest of them are pussies, man. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. Again, that's a little bit more show business. So this is the fight business.
On that note, with the fight business, I know that you mentioned you kind of came from nowhere and turned yourself into one of the greatest fighters, literally, to ever step in the octagon. You fed off doubt your entire career. Did that at all help you? Losing the first fight, I mean, obviously, has it given you more of an edge coming into the rematch, or it wouldn't have mattered either way because you're ready to go?
Sorry, could you repeat that again, please?
Of course. The fact you fed off doubt your entire career. Did the fact that you lost the fight give you an extra edge this time around, or win or lose, it wouldn't have mattered? You've got that drive that would have pushed you forward either way.
Yeah, I'm an expert at adaptation and overcoming adversity. I've been doing it my whole life. I've faced many defeats in all forms of fighting, not just MMA, but in everything. So, and I've always come back stronger. So, I mean, we win or we learn. That's what my coach, John, says. and that's what we do. I feel I have grown as a fighter. I've gained some valuable experience. Usually when I go in, I tip them, they go down. That's it. My division, I killed them. Check my record, 3.5 second knockouts if you want to be accurate. But they knocked out Aldo out 11 seconds if you want to be accurate. I have 16 second knockouts on my record. When I hit them, they fall. So it was nice to go in there and face a man that although he was close to crumbling, he stuck it out and showed his experience and joy. But it was nice to experience that. And now I have a chance to go back in and use what I have learned from that, use my experience gained from that fight, and go at it again. So I'm very, very excited for this fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight. The last one was a hell of a fight. We went in there, we stood toe to toe. The fans are in for a treat, but make no mistake, my hand will be raised.
Thank you very much.
Next up from the Los Angeles Times, Lance Pugmire.
Hey guys, how you doing? Conor, first of all for you, I know Dana has said that he wants you after this fight to return to featherweight against Aldo. Will you do that?
I haven't really spoken to anyone about what's next. Who knows what's next? Right now we're 15 days away from a war, and I'm ready for the war. So that's all I'm thinking of right now. Let's have this war. He's been talking about full camp. I only had 10 days to prepare. If I had a full camp, he wouldn't even have hit me. Well, let's see what that's about. You know what I mean? Let's see what all that's about. So I'm looking forward to going in there and having this fight with this man. It's something I'm really, really looking forward to, and fuck everything else. I mean, to see Aldo come back and win that fight against Frankie, I was happy for Aldo. When you see a long-time champion get knocked out like that, the way I knocked him out, I said it then. I felt sorry for him a little bit, So, and then on top of that, Frankie's team, they were all talking shit. That fat coach that holds Mitch, he was talking a lot. He's still talking shit. So, that was why I was there. I wanted to see if this motherfucker comes through this and can do what he's saying. Well then it's on. But now Aldo's at the taking that belt again. So, I was scheduled to fight Aldo many times. We had like a 2-year media run. I spent so much time with that man, and then he pulled out, and then we finally got into it, and it took me one shot to the crown to shut his lights out. And so I don't know what I'm thinking. Right now I'm prepared for a war, and that's it. 15 days. Let's fucking bring it.
How do you know that you've effectively bridged that gap, to deal with the extra weight, the extra power that you'll need, and
well, I've brought in middleweights to prepare for me. There's a reason why I'm sparring middleweights every goddamn day, and he's sparring flyweights. We're preparing for different style opponents. He's preparing for the lighter, faster guy, and I'm preparing for the heavier, slower man that can take a smack, and that's it. We'll find out in the night, but I've put in the work. I've put in the work so hard for this one. I've got rounds on the mat, in the cage, in the ring, and I've been in the trenches since March 5th, since that last one. I've been hustling since that last one, so, and I didn't let nothing break it. Nothing. There was a lot of pressure on me to come do the 200 one. Even though the main and the co-main of that UFC 200 weren't even at the thing that they were asking me to be at. So I didn't let nothing interrupt my preparation, and that's it. I've been prepared for this one. I've been preparing for this one since March 5th, since that very night where I lost that last match.
Great. Thank you, Conor. And Nate, I just wanted to ask you, it sounded like things got pretty ugly when you were first negotiating for this fight with Dana. How close did it come to the fight not happening?
I just know that they wanted it to happen. They needed it to happen, so I didn't have no thoughts it wasn't going to happen. So it's told them what I wanted, and it worked out.
I taught the kid well. I taught him well. Fair play. Get that money, brother.
I was going to get that money regardless.
Just have a bit of respect. I taught you well. You were on 20 and 20. Now you're taught him the big money, so have respect for that.
Did it feel good, Nate, to be in that position of strength, knowing that the UFC and that Conor too wanted this fight, and that you really, kind of held the chips in your corner there?
That what?
Did it feel good, kind of knowing that everyone involved wanted to see this fight so badly that you really had a lot of chips in your corner to say, look, I want the right deal.
Yeah, well, I knew that's what they wanted, what was going to happen, and I wasn't asking for nothing, so, yeah.
Next up, we'll hear from Chris Matthews, KLAS TV.
Yeah, hello, guys. Appreciate that. Hey, I was just going to ask, Conor, looking back on that March fight, going in there and taking those blows, delivering some blows, but taking those and now sparring with these bigger guys, kind of take me through what it seems obvious, but kind of take me through how that's going to help you in 2 weeks, in 15 days.
Like I said, if I spar a guy in my own division or my own weight, they crumble. So sparring these heavier guys, sticking on the big gloves, going into the small enclosures and letting the shots fly. The bigger guy stays there. But the smaller guy isn't there no more. So I've just had countless rounds and countless hours of people not going away. So that's it.
What do you anticipate learning from this rematch with Nate in the octagon?
I don't know what I'm sure. I don't know. I'm going in to win. That's it.
Nate, let me ask you a couple.
We'll figure that out after the fight.
Nate, let me ask you when you got Conor down and he tapped. Are you surprised at how quick that went, or?
No, it was a fight. It was just kind of happening how it was happening. I was surprised that he went. A lot of fighters quit. Put them in that guillotine and they're done. They stay on top and they get finished. I could tell he was trying to stand there. He went to his back, what a lot of fighters don't do. So that's one thing. That he didn't give up, but there was nowhere to go. So no, it was time. It was how it happened. It was what happened.
Conor's preparing for this fight, sparring bigger guys.
I'd like to see you in there, my friend. Yeah, talking about quick tap.
Oh, I'd have been knocked out in the first round in 7 seconds. But I was just wondering. It seemed like it was over quick.
I mean, when you turn and the shots are landed, I escaped. That gilly was close. I rolled out. He caught me well. He went into mount, and then when I tried to bridge and roll, I tried to get that knee in the middle, and then I turned too much, and he sprawled me out. Now I hear like people talking shit about that, but fuck people. You know what I mean? I come in to fight, and that's it. People can say what the fuck they want.
Were you surprised? Was it because of the bigger weight? I mean, normally if you'd have been fighting,
I didn't feel his weight. I didn't feel his weight anywhere until that moment. Until when he sprawled. When I went to turn away from mount to try and get my knee back or try and regain guard or something, he sprawled me out right at the right time, and that was it. It was like you said, it was done at that stage. But fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll take that one on the chin. And I'll come back, and here we are, 15 days. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering if because it was because I was wondering if you would have been able to get out of that, perhaps if it would have been a lighter guy, but because of the size, it's just the way it happened to happen.
I'm backpedaling now.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is star one if you have a question today. Next up is Chamathkar Sandhu, MMAJunkie.com.
Conor, I just want to ask you something. Will a win over Nate this time be enough for you? Obviously, it will kind of make the series, so to speak, 1-1. And given the metrics and the business that you've been able to generate with the guy, would you consider an immediate rematch should you win and set up a trilogy fight?
100%. Of course. Maybe not straight away, but most certainly this will be a trilogy fight. Me and the boy have something, and it ain't finished yet.
Nate, same question to you. If you can't get the job done at UFC 202, would you like an immediate rematch instead of a trilogy fight with Conor?